Good day, El Paso. Your local junk callers here, Charlie, aka Dumpster Daddy, and
Holler, honey.
we are in the truck right now, as you can see, coming from the East Lake area of El Paso. We just did a quick little job for Dave's Hot Chicken. They want us to come out every now and then to check out their trash bins on the weekend, just in case they fill up. So we took care of them. Now we're headed back to our side of town, which is the west side. From Chicago, we say the west side is the best side, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But we want to get into a question real quick. We had a viewer ask us a question from one of our vlogs that we did together a couple months ago. And we were talking about asking good questions. They asked, what is a good question to ask, or what are some questions that you all ask? And I'm just going to assume they're pertaining or talking about in the junk business. But since you are, the guru of putting together and asking thought-provoking questions to get to the destination that you're looking for, what do you have to say to that viewer? Like, what is a good question?
What is a good question? That was a great question to ask.
That was a great, yes.
When I was talking about it on that video, I was meaning, how do you get to meeting expectations with the person you're talking to? So in this case, for our business, it's a client. So how do we match expectations, exceed expectations, make sure we're speaking the same language, that they understand what the service we're providing, and we're understanding what their needs are, and we're meeting somewhere there to make sure we hit it out of the ballpark for them. So it took us a while to get to what is an actual good question, because people would be calling us up, sending us text messages, just contacting us in different ways. And so as Charlie is the one that is typically answering the phone, he got very good at asking the right questions from that first contact. And it had a lot to do with the way he saw me operate in our previous life, on how I asked good questions to get to the answer that you needed.
So Bianca's real analytical. She studies and analyzes, how do you say it, data. And from that data, she is able to analyze and formulate questions. So for me, when it comes to the junk business, people used to call, and they still do call or send text messages with pictures asking if, I could give them a roundabout quote, or how much do they think it would cost to remove these items. So now, I after some time of, trying to give numbers, or, say like it'll be between this, now all I do now is I give our minimum. We have $115 starting minimum, and we come out and give free estimates, free on-site estimates. I've learned from giving estimates through the phone or through what somebody described through pictures, never works out well for you. You end up underbidding yourself, or you overshoot it so much that the people get scared and they don't want to call you back. So now the question that I ask is, what zip code are you in? Because that's how I schedule, break out my calendar. So if I know I'm going to be in a certain zip code, like let's just say we just came from, what would you say, that's the 28?
28.
We just came from the 28, 79928. So I will ask our client, we have $115 starting minimum. We do come out and give free on-site estimates. Can I get your side of town? What zip code are you in? And if they would say something in this area, I'd be like, we'll be out that area on Sunday. We do have time between 12 and 1 to come out to give you that estimate, if that'll work for you. And then usually they'll come back, if it's a text message or a call, they'll say, that's great. Or they'll say, I was actually looking for some time during the week. So it's not really necessarily a question, but I'm steering the client away from trying to give them a hard number or a quick quote over the phone, and meet them in person. And then you go ahead and you try to sell the service and sell yourself that way, when you meet them in person. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But in your experience, babe,
Yes.
When we talk about asking questions, how did you, or what goes through your mind when you're trying to ask these or think of these questions to ask?
What goes through my mind? I just want to know that what I think in my mind needs to happen actually needs to happen. So in the case of work, if I'm given an assignment or a task, okay, so you're giving me a directive and it's a vague directive. And then I have to look at it and say, okay, but what's the deadline? When do you need it by? Basically, like, when do you need it by? Because that'll help form the way I prioritize the task.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to know what they have in their mind when it needs to get done, and then what I have in my mind when it needs to get done.
Yeah, you said something yesterday when we were going over this topic. You said,
well, it's the same with
ask,
clients. Yeah,
never
it's the same. It's the same with clients. So if you're talking about scheduling, well, how soon do you need the service? Like, how soon are you looking for service? And so that'll help guide the conversation as well, and we don't have to take time or waste time.
Always ask, never assume. That's what you said.
Yeah, always ask, never assume. So that's another thing. I just want to know that what I have in my mind, what needs to happen, is the same thing that the person I'm talking to has in their mind. And sometimes they'll actually give me a better deadline. I said, great. And then if I can exceed it, even better. You look fantastic. So I think that's part of it too. So during the launching of Dumpster Daddy and just having all the communication or just the contact with the clients, Charlie started asking, how soon are you looking for service? Because that's another one. So he's already kind of got that schedule in his mind. He can, okay, great. So today, well, if today's booked, well, how does tomorrow sound, or the next available day for him? And that way we can just hit it right there and say, well, if today doesn't work, does another day work? Or let's see if we can move some things around. But anyway, it's just asking, like, well, how soon are you looking? Some people are like, well, I'm just gauging it. We have this project going on and we don't need it done for another week or 2 weeks or even at the end of the month. So, we don't necessarily have that sense of urgency if that's not what the client is looking for. We don't want to hit them too hard and say, oh, we can absolutely come out today and give you that estimate. And while you want to be enthusiastic,
we have been too eager. I have.
Yeah,
been too
you don't
eager
want to come off too eager. So it's important to ask, well, how soon are you looking for service? What's the deadline that they have in their mind for this job? And then that helps to guide you on how you respond.
Exactly. And then when it comes to the items that they're getting rid of and they're trying to describe it to you over their phone, sometimes they'll call and they'll say, hey, I got a couch, I got a mattress, something that I'm trying to get rid of. And I learned early on, there have been a couple of jobs that we did, a mattress job and a recliner job, that I didn't ask proper questions on, that when we got into those situations, it ended up being a shit show. Yeah. Yes, I said it. A shit show. Remember the recliner job with me and the husband? We were trying to get the recliner out of the house, and it was on this little, what do you call them things? Balcony area of the house. We was trying to get it over the railing so that we can get it into the kitchen to get it out. Then it didn't fit through the door. Then we had to take the door off the hinges to get it out the door. So now, when we deal with somebody calling about getting rid of a couch, 2 questions. Is it a couch? Well, I say 2 questions, 3 questions. Is it a regular couch? Is it a recliner couch? And how many seats is it? And then is it a bed couch? Because I have come across some couches that have the bed in them. Oh, and those couches are terrible too. So now I always ask those questions. If somebody calls and say, oh, I'm just trying to get rid of a sofa. Well,
not all sofas are created equally.
What kind of sofa? Because not all sofas are created equally. I'm calling to get rid of a mattress. Can you get rid of a mattress? We can get rid of mattresses, but we have $115 starting minimum. We do offer free on-site quotes. Well, it's just a mattress. Well, what kind of mattress is it? Because not all mattresses are created equally. Some mattresses are bare bone. All you get is a little pad and some springs in them. Those mattresses are really light. Then you have those mattresses that are memory foam. We found out the hard way that those mattresses don't necessarily keep their form or structure after they've been used up after some years. And if you're a person like me, who likes a nice, strong, firm mattress, but need a little something on top, little pillow, get your little pillow top. Those mattresses are very heavy and very hard to move if you're trying to do it by yourself. So yes, we do ask questions when it comes to the material. What are we trying to get rid of? And then the next question is, where is it located?
Yeah, where is it in the house?
Where is it located? Remember, just told you about that job about with the recliner. I should have asked, where's the piece located? Is it able to just get right out of the house? I actually went in and saw it and thought we could get it out, and I was terribly wrong. So now when it comes to any type of couch that's a recliner, they get them Diablo blades taken to them right there, Sawzall, cut them up right then and there and get them out the house, quick, fast, and easy. I don't even try to fool with them no more. Too many issues with recliners. Some other people might, want to try to save them, donate them, and all that type of stuff, but all the ones that I've come across,
they're ready to go
to the landfill
end of life.
Yeah.
They're at the end of their useful life.
They're ready to go to the green pastures. So, but yeah, that's how we go about asking questions. I hope that we answered your question. Did you have anything else you want to add?
No, just to recap, so ask, don't assume. Ask those clarifying questions, and then make sure that what you have in your head, your expectations are matching what their expectations are when you're asking those questions.
Yeah. So there it is, folks. That's what we got for you. We hope we answered our viewers' question. If you have any more questions, you see us doing something out there that you might like, you want a little bit more in-depth study on, just give us a holler. We'll do our best to put it together for you and send it out there. So until next time, Dumpster Daddy.
Holler, honey.
We out.